As you become stronger, the narcissist becomes weaker. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So this is an adage I've come up with years ago. It's 4 years ago, truth be told, and I'm coming up on 5 years of the channel. So all of you people who've acquired wisdom over the years and kept coming back and keeping your cup full, and all the new people, unfortunately, who have gone through the cycle and are getting the wisdom, I applaud you and I thank you. You are doing your part. You are making the collective consciousness stronger, and you are now understanding that you're stronger than you know. Having said all those things, what the narcissist does is they want to trap people in that illusion. They want to trap people in that narcissistic fog. They want to capture people and place them in that trauma bond. Now, does the narcissist know this willingly? I believe they do. Not one person on the planet can tell me or prove to me otherwise, because nobody, and I mean nobody, actually has the exact scientific answer for narcissism. Many people have their opinions. Many people have their perspectives. Not any one person knows everything. You must remember that. And if you have been trapped in the narcissistic abusive cycle for a day, a week, a month, a year, 50 years or longer, you know way more than most people who claim that they know what they're talking about. You need to remember that, which, as I shared with you earlier, this is one of the reasons why you keep coming back to the channel and feeding the community with your wisdom, with your insight, with your experience, using your discernment and paying it forward once you have healed, or once you're healing. That's what we all do. You see, the ripple effect has been created. The pieces of the puzzle are now in place, and we are getting stronger than ever. Now, having said all those things, what the narcissist wants to do is they want you believing in them. They want you believing in the mask. They want you believing that they have all the answers. They want you believing that they will be there for you in times of need, or that they are paying the rent when you give them the money, or that they are paying the mortgage when you give them the money, or that they are not cheating on you when they go away for a weekend on a business trip, wink, wink, or that they are going to be there with you through thick and thin. The narcissist will do anything they want to do. Then the narcissist is anything but loyal. The narcissist is a coward. They are a bully. They are shallow. They're hollow. And they do know with their sixth sense, if they have placed somebody in the devaluation stage / narcissistic fog. And the reason they know that, and I now know it, and no, I'm not the narcissist, and my hope is you aren't either, and if you made it this far in the video, most likely you're not, is because they are watching you, meaning the narcissists. They were observing you, they were watching you, and they were testing you over and over and over again. This is with people that you weren't even in long-term relationships. Let's go back to class, to school. Maybe you were in grade school or high school or higher educational level. Well, some of your classmates were watching you, and some of your classmates were observing you. Now, did they communicate with you? Maybe they never even communicated with you, but maybe what they did is they administered a smear campaign to make it seem like you were not who you were. See, this is how the narcissist gets to people. This is how they enlist the flying monkeys. It's how they trap people. It's how they create false narratives, and they want anyone who is susceptible to listening to them to continue to believe in their narrative. Think about this: when you were discarded, when that relationship ended, who actually knocked on your door and checked in on you and said, hey, are you good? Are you okay? I'm hearing some things that, I don't think are true, but I'm not so sure. I just want to run them by you because I'm hearing some really not good things out of left field that I never in a million years thought were possible. And they're all pointing back to you. Did anyone do that? Of course they didn't. Why not? Multiple reasons. One, they were afraid of becoming the next target. Two, they were toxic themselves, secretly watching your life implode. Or three, they didn't have the bandwidth to do it because their own life was so busy, and they didn't think that it was such a serious concern that you were going through. There are more reasons, but I won't talk about those in the video. But what the narcissist wants to do is have the loudest voice in a person's mind. What they want to do is they want to live in someone's mind rent-free. I know that's not the most popular expression. I'm working on coming up with a different expression, but the truth is that's what they do. What do you think rumination is? Rumination is when a person can't get thoughts of something out of their mind, and they are doing their damnedest. They're doing their best to do it. But the only way through rumination, from my personal experience, is by journaling, by meditating, by watching videos, by reading, by slowing your life down. And when the rumination appears, unfortunately, you have to experience it and go through it. You have to realize whatever you're thinking or whatever you're considering, and I had to do this for over 2 years, when you're doing that, tomorrow will be a better day. You will get through it. Picture, if you will, a tunnel. The tunnel's pitch black, but at the end there's a tiny little dot of sunlight. That's the light at the end of the tunnel. You need to believe in yourself that you will get through that darkness, that you will get through the tunnel to the other side, and that you will actually arrive at the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference, where I am standing. Literally right now I'm sitting, but I'm standing with so many hundreds of thousands of people I've helped get there. Now you may say hundreds of thousands of people. That's a lot of people, Andrew. How did you do that? Well, I will just tell you a couple things. One, the channel has grown and it will continue to grow. Number two, the people who have healed are now paying it forward and helping other people. See, there's a ripple effect. Number three, not everybody that watches videos posts comments. Many times people watch a little excerpt of a video, or they don't even watch a video and they talk to somebody else, let's say at the barbershop or the beautician's shop or the beauty shop, or getting their nails done, or in a meeting or something, and somebody will drop a little nugget of wisdom on them, and that will open their eyes up. See, that will be a light bulb moment. Did it come from me? It started with me, but it started long before me. It started the day this earth was created, and it just happened to go through me because I'm a vehicle and a vessel just like you are. So that's the ripple effect. So yeah, hundreds of thousands of people, that number's probably too low. All of these things I'm mentioning to you are these. The stronger you get, the weaker the narcissist gets. The weaker they get, the clearer your mind gets. The clearer your mind gets, the more focus comes into play on what happened, how it happened. You will get more and more light bulb moments, more and more moving parts or pieces of the puzzle will be put together. And then you will realize that that relationship was much worse than you ever thought it was. You were trapped in the narcissistic fog. You were being gaslit. You were walking on eggshells. You were holding your breath. You were being disrespected. You were being treated less than a complete stranger. You were being taken for granted, and you were being punished for being you at the hands of the narcissist. Now, that's a lot, but I'm sure if you were in the cycle, you know what I'm talking about. If you weren't, you should count your lucky stars that you don't have to go through what I went through and so many billions of us have gone through. But the point of that part of the video is to let you know that if the narcissist can live in your mind rent-free, and they can continue to have you doubt yourself, or they can blame you, or verbally abuse you, or financially abuse you, or slam a door, or not eat the food that you cooked and throw the plate against the wall, or disappear for 3 days while you're texting them and calling them and they're not answering, or continue to ask you to send them money via Venmo or Cash App or something, even though they're punishing you or abusing you, they will do whatever they need to do as long as you are giving them access to them. Now play that part of the video again. As long as there are avenues of communication open from you to the narcissist or vice versa, they will continue to do whatever they need to do to get whatever they want from you. Now, I've called the narcissists plural predators for years on the channel. No truer words have ever been mentioned, and I thought about this before creating the video, and I'll share it right now. If the narcissist walked up to you and handed you a 2-page report and said, listen, this is who I am. I am not a good person. I will lie to you. I will cheat on you. I will steal from you. I will blow up any relationship you are a part of, or any relationship that you will try to cultivate. I will make sure that nobody talks to you when I'm done with you. I'll make sure you have no money. You'll be penniless. You will take multiple health hits, meaning you'll have multiple health challenges, and you won't be able to function. You will be a shell of yourself because I will infiltrate you from the inside out, and I will consume you, and I will destroy you. If they did that, you would have said thank you, but no thank you. I'm moving tomorrow, lose my phone number, I don't know who you are, and disappear. But that's not what happened. See, remember, the narcissist slithered into your life. And I don't use the word slithering to be comical. What does a snake do? It slithers. Does a snake make any sound? Usually no. They creep up on you, and before you know it, boom, you're bitten and it's too late. But it's not the snake that kills you. It's the venom that runs through your veins that kills you. There is your emotional attachment. There's your financial attachment, your physical and your spiritual attachment. Those are the 4 ties I've talked about for almost 5 years. I'll say it again, the emotional, the physical, the financial, the spiritual ties. They are because the narcissist bit you and they injected their venom into you. That venom needs to come out. Side note, do I love snakes? No, I don't love snakes, but they're part of the ecosystem and we need them. And I've had more than my fair share of experiences with snakes that are serpents that slither on the ground, way more than I care to talk about. And also with the narcissists. They are the same cut of cloth. Difference is the snake does what it does instinctually because it needs to survive. The narcissist, you could say, does the same thing. However, they are in a human body. They can read, they can write, they can watch other people, and they can observe. And this is what they do, but they do it for badness, not for goodness. So the difference between the two, the serpent and the narcissist, that there's a fine line. I would say the only difference is that the narcissist has 2 feet and they walk. I really would. Aside of that, when the narcissist has you captured and you don't know what the wisdom is, meaning you don't know what narcissism is and you don't know what the narcissistic abusive cycle is, you are a vulnerable person. You're naive, you're trusting, you're giving to a fault, you're an open book. And remember, as I shared yesterday, you are giving information or feeding information to the abuser. That was the narcissist. This is why they would do all the listening in the world to you when they needed to gather information from you. But if it was something that didn't benefit them, example, you got a pay raise, they don't care. And you may say, well, yeah, they do care because you got a pay raise. Well, they're not going to celebrate with you. They're going to spend your money. Why would the narcissist want to spend your money? Come on, say it with me. Ding, ding, ding. That's right. What does the narcissist love more than money? They love your money more than money. And when the money runs out, usually the narcissist runs out. That is just one of about 300 terms I've coined over the years. And the reason I say that is because the terms I've coined over the years, I continue to use those. One, because eventually they will click with you. They will click. It will click in your mind. You will get a light bulb moment. You will say, oh my gosh, I heard Andrew say that in 2021. I heard him say it in 22, 3, 4, 5. He said it again, but now I get it. There you go. That's wisdom for you people. That is the healing path. That's why I repeat myself over and over and over again. So I am trying to get you, because I'm trying to get you to unwind all the toxicity, all of the venom that was injected into your veins. Remember, I was injected with the same venom. I didn't even know it was venom. I thought it was a thing called commitment, love, marriage, unity, growth, togetherness. That's what it was on my behalf. On the behalf of the toxic parasite, it was a license to abuse, to manipulate, to cheat, to lie, to steal, and have another person, which was me and many other people as well, do things for them. Well, when that all goes away via discard, you or myself are left reeling. We are a shell of ourselves. We don't know what has just happened. We know that an atom bomb just went off inside of our mind and on the exterior to our relationships, our health, our hobbies, our purpose, our focus, our belief in manhood, or humanity, I should say, and more. But then what happened? After time, for me it was about 3 weeks, I cracked the code. I figured it out. I wouldn't quit till I figured it out. I was extremely insightful, resilient, diligent, focused, determined, driven, and I knew that I had to figure this out. And guess what? I did it. I did it all on my own. You may say, well, no, you had help. No, I didn't, because I was journaling. I was trying my best to scour the earth to figure out what had just happened. And then boom, light bulb went off and the rest is history. Now, having said that, and yes, I did type into the browser, spouse won't talk to me. That is exactly how I found it. But I found an obscure video that I don't even think is on YouTube any longer, from a person, which is for a whole different video. Having said this, we all at one point were what is known as the new supply. The new supply is not who you want to be. You may have thought that being the new supply was fun and you were on top of the world and you were riding the wave of excitement. Well, the last part was true, you were, but it was not sustainable. Remember, I said the word wave. Waves, what do? They crash. And when they crash, what happens? Well, they shatter in a trillion different little molecules of water. That's the wave you were riding, thinking it was never going to stop. Well, the person you're considering, they knew that was going to crash, the wave and the ride, but they also knew that wave and that ride was on your energy. It was on your dime. It was on your time. It was on your relationships. You were the energy that created that wave. And the more energy you placed into that person in that relationship, the higher the wave was. So I'm not an expert on waves, although I know an awful lot about them. Let's just say it was a tsunami. It wasn't an 8-foot surfing wave or 10-foot surf. It was a tsunami. That's the wave that crashed down upon you. And when it crashed. And you had no idea it was coming because you weren't taught this in school and you didn't realize what a discard was. You didn't even know what narcissism was, and you certainly didn't know what financial abuse and more were. But now you're understanding all those things. And so this is why the stronger you get, the weaker they get. When I say weaker, I'm not talking physically, although that could be a component of it, because each and every one of these creatures becomes more and more unglued at the seams. They become more and more withered away, not only their looks, but their mental capacity, and their money many times bleeds out. Not always, but many times. But they become a shell of themselves because they consumed other people for energy. And when those people close the doors of communication on the person you're considering, that person has nowhere to go. They consume themselves, and you may think that's a lot. Guess what? Not only is it a lot, but it's real. Stay with me. Stay on the channel. Keep focusing on yourself. You will learn more and more wisdom every single day, every time you come back to get your cup full, because I will speak to you the cold, hard facts, the truth. not how to win the narcissist back. Whoever's creating that content, they don't know what they're talking about. Why in your right mind would you want to win the narcissist back? You need to get as far away from them as fast as possible. That's an example that I touched on yesterday with all the misinformation out there. You can't stay ahead of the narcissist. You can't stay in a relationship that's going to only kill you. You can't stay in a relationship that's unfixable. That's why I told you, and I'll get off the soapbox in a second, you really, and I mean really, need to be patient and careful and cautious with the content you consume. If you're getting the content, I'm talking about a narcissism, and truth be told on everything else, but with narcissism, if you're learning or getting education from someone who went through the cycle, then and they actually have a big heart or an empath like yours truly, great. If not, they may be in it for the wrong reasons, and there are way too many people like that out there. Yes, play it and play it a few times. But the stronger you get, the weaker they get. The weaker they get also means this. Remember, they don't have access to you. Access to you, what did it mean? Well, it meant a person in the house, a person they could text, a person they could call, a person they could control, a person they could ask to buy dinner for them at a fancy restaurant while they were completely triangulating you and paying attention more to the waiter or another couple across the room while you were footing the bill, and you were excited and you were all lathered up and ready to have a great night, but they totally ignored you. See, that person's gone now. Not only is that person gone, but how about all the things you did financially for them? Cooking, buying food, cleaning, driving cars, paying for mortgages, paying for Amazon packages, paying for food, returning food, doing anything you could. That all adds up. And that's only money I'm talking about, and I barely touched on it. Another thing is, what about your emotional energy? That is a huge hit to these people, because these people, i.e. the toxic people, they are lost ships in the ocean of abuse. They don't have a rudder, they don't have a sail, they don't have the directions north, south, east, or west unless they have somebody who is that fuel source that's on their dinghy or it's on their boat, and that person will drive them to where they're going. And once the narcissist gets wherever they want to, which is another island of abuse, they will discard that person, try to burn the boat, leave that person a shell of themselves, flailing, and the narcissist's tiny little pea brain, they're hoping that person doesn't exist, and the narcissist will get another boat and go elsewhere. There are multiple avenues of wisdom I'm unpacking here with you. You should play this video not once or twice. You should play it a few times. Why I'm saying all these things is the stronger you get, the weaker they get. Remember who you were before you met the narcissist. You were somebody completely different. That's the first version of you. Remember who you became at the hands of the narcissist. That's when you're being peppered with abuse. That's the second version of you, when you were trapped in that narcissistic fog. You could do no right, but yet you're expected to do everything and more that the narcissist was asking you or telling you to do via the unfulfilled laundry list of things to do, the endless to-do list, which would be, once you did that endless to-do list, you'd have another one. And for those of you who don't know what that means, the endless to-do list is an imaginary or at times a real list of 10, 20, 50 things the narcissist wanted you to do in any one day. And when you did that, you wouldn't get a big hug and a thank you. You'll get good job, but you left off number 17. You didn't do it fully. So now here's another endless to-do list tomorrow. See, that's how they use people. That's how the narcissist abuses people. When you were in that relationship, in the second version of you, existing in the narcissistic fog, you were a shell of yourself. You were a pawn. You were a pauper. You were an indentured servant. You were anybody but who you are now. Now, who you are now is the third version of you. This is, you're either in it or you're entering it. It's the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind. This is when you've healed. And this is when the narcissist doesn't matter to you any longer. Now, are the four ties cut for you? Probably. If they're not, there's still another tie to cut. Maybe it's the emotional tie. Maybe it's the financial tie. Maybe it's the physical tie. Maybe you still live in the same neighborhood or town as them. Whatever it is, you know what you're working on. And the narcissist knows what they're doing. They're trying to trap you, live in your mind rent-free, get another source of supply around, and have you not live your best life. Well, enough with the narcissist. With you, I'm talking about, as you get stronger, they get weaker. So once you cut those four ties, the narcissist has no choice. Literally no choice other than to go elsewhere. And what will they do? Well, they will, because they have no other alternative. They will slither, yeah, there's that word again, to another source of supply. Who is the source of supply? Well, it's either a recycled source, it's a clean slate, a new person, or it's a toxic person. However you cut it, as long as the narcissist is away from you, that's what matters. Now, again, do I feel empathetic or sympathetic towards the new supply? It depends who it is. What I do know is we all have to, every one of us that goes through this, we have to figure it out on our own. We have to heal on our own. There is no magic pill. There is no magic wand that can be consumed or waved that can heal you. It's impossible. It doesn't work that way. That's why you have to really slow your life down You have to insulate and protect yourself and stay in that cocoon of boundaries and get strong. And remember, as you get stronger, the narcissist gets weaker. What gets weaker means this. Think about how many times you used to check your smartphone when you were tethered to the narcissist. Probably upwards of 50 a day. And you may say that's a lot, there's no way. Well, I would speculate to say that's probably higher than that. I used a lower number on purpose because think about this. Let's say that you were working and someone texted you. This is when you were in the cycle and you didn't know what was going on. Someone texted you, but it wasn't the narcissist. You would look at the text that was sent to you and you'd be like, oh, okay, it's so-and-so, whatever, I need to do something. But then what would you do? You wouldn't put the phone down. You would check to see what the narcissist's last time was they were on that app. This is what you did. Think about it. So when someone else texted you, you were still checking that text, thinking it perhaps could be the narcissist because you were groomed and trained like Pavlov's dog. But you didn't just check that message, you checked to see the narcissist. And sometimes you would check to see, and you'd see them typing, and you're thinking, wow, maybe they're typing to me, this is great. And guess what? They never sent you a message. They were lathering up whom? That's right, the new supply. See how it works? It all works in tandem with the narcissist. They have multiple spokes in the wheel of abuse. You were just one. You thought it was only you. It wasn't just you. It was your kids. It was your stepkids. It was the people you went to cocktail parties with. It was your neighbors. It was your neighborhood. It was the bake sale. It was the Pilates class. It was the spinning class. It was the vacations you went on. It was the waiters, the waitstaff. It was the stewardess or the steward. It was the person on the bus, on the plane. It was the person in the coffee. It was everywhere. Once these people are out of your life and you really process what happened, then you slow things down and you take a good look behind you. I'm talking mentally in your mind and say, I cannot believe I made it through that. I can't believe it exists. I can't believe I wasn't taught that. And now I can believe, that I'm here at that mountaintop. I'm at the pinnacle of indifference. I did it. It's like the horror movie is over. It's like there's no more lines or script to be read because I'm not participating in a play of abuse, in an audition of drama. And that wasn't supposed to be funny. I wasn't auditioning for a performance in manipulation, I should say. When that all goes away, then you realize that, wow, that person really is pathetic and they're weak. And yeah, they are a loser. And yeah, they're anxiety riddled. And yes, they use, abuse, and manipulate. And you were one of the people they trapped. You didn't know any better. I didn't either. Again, as I shared earlier, if we knew, we would have been gone. But now we know. So what do? Maintain our boundaries. We also go no contact, block the narcissists, delete them, remove them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? On top of that, we really focus on ourselves. That's why you and myself, we both come first, second, third. And we now use our discernment. We now use our newfound superpower. We trust our instincts. We trust our intuition. We pay attention to red flags if any ever pop up. And we certainly give huge, and I mean huge, virtual hugs to green flags. There is a green flag, a huge, beautiful tree behind me. That is why I picked this location, because my hope is it's more quiet with the snow, but that tree is beautiful. Notice how I create my videos outdoors. That's abundance, that's nature, that's the flow state, that's the high vibrational state. That's where the narcissist doesn't want to be. Where the narcissist wants to be is holed up in some flea bag motel with one of their 3 smartphones where the electricity's turned off. They have one bar in their internet on their last smartphone. The box TV is blowing up. There's popcorn splattered all over the ground. They're wearing a ketchup stained t-shirt from 10 years ago. Their hair isn't done. The water's turned off. They haven't brushed their teeth in 3 weeks, and they're acting like they're a supermodel. That's what the narcissist does. That's what they want to do. They want to feed an illusion to those people who would believe in the mask. Again, that's what I did, that's what you did, meaning believing in the mask. But once we see it, we can't unsee it. Once we hear it, we can't unhear it. And once we experience it, we can't unexperience it. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And understand a few things. I've created a couple different versions of this video. In 24 and I believe 25, the stronger you get, the weaker the narcissist gets. This is a fact. Think about it. Energy, there's only space for every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Remember that. That's an old physics or chemistry lesson from years ago. And to be fair, I wasn't the best at either of those, but I'm pretty damn good at those things now, learning about humanity. But everything has an equal and opposite reaction, which means only one object can be in one space at one time, right? So when the narcissist is living or was living in your mind rent-free, they were occupying your mind, just like me. When they're out, there's no space in them for them because you've healed. They have to infiltrate somebody else's mind, and that's what they'll do. The other thing is where you place your attention is where you place your energy. When you're focused on the narcissist, it's going to keep you stuck and trapped until it doesn't. When you get the wisdom and you want nothing to do with them and go no contact, and of course it's not that easy, it will take time, then you realize, yeah, you're out. When you're out, you need to stay out. So think about what I'm sharing with you. That person you're considering, they know exactly what they're doing. All they've continued to do throughout life is fine-tune their skill set of abuse and continue to use it on whoever is unsuspecting, whoever is vulnerable, whoever is naive and trusting. That is not you any longer. You are now in the third version of you, the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind. That is rarefied air. When you get there, you stay there. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I love doing it, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.